Right, well, it's time to take a closer look at the Oddworld Soulstorm trailer. I'm going to do it on YouTube because I found out a very good tip. If you press a full stop, or period if you're American, or comma, it takes you back and forward one frame, which is incredibly useful. Because prior to this I used to use Sony Vegas and the screen was so small I couldn't see it, but it's the only way I knew how to do it one frame at a time. But anyway, so the first shot shows, well, we've seen this before, it's just that shot of that, what it looks like Mudomo mosaic lines or whatever, don't know if it is, but yeah, and that's the checkpoint, obviously, that little thing there. The next shot is Abe, he's just walking and he's looking up at this. This is in the Beehive tribe area, down below there is like where he puts his hand, whatever, you can sort of see the Mudokan thing. I wish there's a way like you could get rid of this YouTube bar or whatever. Yeah, so you can see the beehives look really quite interesting. There's tons of bees floating around. You can see what looks like, I guess, Mudokons behind their I don't know, in their houses, I suppose, or maybe it's something else. Maybe it's like a big bee creature in these little honeycomb combs. It's got a shot displaying the awards that Oddworld Soulstorm has won so far, somehow. Best of E3 Editor's Choice Award, Best of E3 Indie Game, and it's got an interesting shot which appears to be the inside of Necrum, which looks really good. I love the way you've got like these little bird, or not little bird, big bird statues here. They look sort of like vultures. I think it's really interesting. You've got one of those platform things where Abe puts his paw hand. There's a little thing there. Looks like a little fella has been put on a spike. Maybe he fell down there and got killed. Maybe. What? Looks kind of like a slig or something, but I don't know. It's hard to tell really. There's a triangle thing in the background. It looks very mosaic. What's the word? Like Freemason sort of thing, maybe, but I don't think it is. It reminds me of that, like the All Seeing Eye or whatever. So that's interesting. It could be some. Maybe it's the new version of the like the spirit locks, whatever they're called. But yeah, and it's got the the tear extractors. So you can clearly see now, you know, the Mudokon hanging down. He's being zapped this time not with blue lightning but with red lightning. I wonder if red lightning exists. Is that an actual thing in real life? I don't know. You've got Abe on this little lift coming down, and you've got the workers down at the bottom apparently operating the tear extractors. That's a bit grim, isn't it? Like they're making the slaves you do bidding for them. So why would you do that? Or unless they're turning them off, maybe. Because these ones don't look active. Wait. No, they don't look active. I think they're just hanging there. And there's like steam coming off here. So I wonder if that's what the spinny thing does. The, what's it called? Wheel. I can't bloody speak. I wonder if that turns off the steam and that eradicates the power and stops these working or something. Or maybe these guys. Then again, so I've heard that apparently when you know, say hello to the Mudokons and free them or whatever, they take off their hats. These ones have got their hats still firmly on, it seems. So they must still be working for, you know, Soulstorm Brewery. They still must be doing their jobs, and their jobs must clearly be operating the tear extractors, which, you know, as I said, is a bit grim, isn't that? You know, imagine, you know, you're there doing that to your own kind, and what would you be expecting that be happening to you as well? Like, are these like the ones that are being punished? Maybe if disobedient Mudokons are the ones that get zapped, and the ones who do their jobs, you know, they're okay as long as they just do their jobs. They won't get in trouble. They won't get punished. It's interesting. There's like more play area over there with like one of those doors. Yeah. Then it's got a picture, a shot of the Baron. Quality went down then. You know, it's amazing. I'm going one frame at a time, and somehow it's having trouble doing it because it's useless. It's amazing how advanced technology is nowadays. It's probably worse now than it was years ago. Right, there we go. So he's got the Baron here. Interesting, he's got these little bumps on the back of his head, which is very octopusy, I guess, sort of. Interesting thing that I noted that I found really weird is like his eyes are glowing. Like they're not in a minute, they sort of disappear in a minute. in a minute. There, you can sort of see them fading away now. There, and now he's got like normal eyes. So like, what's that all about? Yeah, I found it interesting that Moloch had glowing eyes. Like, you know, Glukkons obviously used to always have glowing eyes, and it's sort of a part of the lore that the reason they have glowing eyes is because they've spent their entire lives underground, so they've evolved to be very sensitive to light and see in the dark and whatever, or that sort of thing. And I found it interesting that all the new Glukkons had normal, like realistic eyes now, apart from Moloch who had glowing eyes, which I thought was probably like a hint towards the fact that he used to have, you know, the old version of Moloch had glowing eyes, so I thought that might be why they kept it for him, but had realistic eyes for the rest of them. But it seems like they have these like Sith eyes or something, and Glukkons are Sith now. They have these yellow eyes that apparently glow sometimes, but not all the time apparently, which is interesting. Maybe it's to do with their emotion, maybe he's angry there, and then it's sort of fading, like, which is like what the Sith do on Star Wars. His costume very much reminds me of like the SS uniform or whatever, and he appears to be speaking in, oh wait, you can sort of see this vibrating here, the phone bit, which is just someone speaking to him, I think, so that's interesting. Not phone, like speaker bit. Judging by the colour, I guess this is Necrum, and also by the fact this is the Baron, he's the head of Necrum. Then we got a shot of Abe, we've seen this shot before, just him cutting his scars. I don't think he's going to cut his scars though, I'm like 90% sure he's not going to cut his scars, it's just publicity and advertising. It's a good shot. Oh look, we're doing something very iconic to this character, whatever, but actually we're not going to do it probably. Here's another shot of Necrum, employees 30, casualties 0, escapees, security 16, casualties 0. And it just shows Abe and his fellow Mudokons just running down this little ramp here. Why do I just keep describing everything as little? I don't know. Interesting, the architecture, like the lamps or whatever. I always look at lamps, like street lamps or whatever, because I don't know, I've noticed in Boston they seem to have like these really old style lamps, but it's irrelevant. But yeah, lamps are just interesting. I remember I was playing Vico Depot on Abe's Exodus a few months ago, and I noticed they had a very unique lamp on there. I was thinking I'm going to try and make a 3D model of it, which probably will take me like an hour or something, like hardly any time at all, but I've never gotten around to it. But yeah, I just find it interesting they've sort of designed these sort of various, like, there's a very unique style to Oddworld. These lamps very much remind me of like worker lamps, like they're very basic workplace lamps. I don't know if that makes any sense, but yeah. And there's like a ton of scaffold in here, so very mine-like. You know, like they're built onto a natural area sort of thing. That's what I think anyway. And as we turn the corner, we can sort of see another area at the back there. And as it says, a grand sense of scale. WCCF Tech, I thought it was the wildlife people, the panda and whatever. But yeah, so the game is known, like they've been saying about how they want it to be like you can view what's going on in the background and that's what you'll be playing and that sort of thing. So like, it's all real time, like what's going on in the background is actually happening and it's affecting what's happening where you are, or something like that I read. So like, they probably just came from that back area there. And then it shows a shot, again, I think, of Necrum, as Abe doing Indiana Jones here, running away from a massive burning ball. A great ball of fire! And all that sort of thing. He's got a torch! Like, you know, so this is like the area where Shaman says, you know, remember, they don't like the light because Abe's got a torch. He's never needed a torch before. He's got glowy up eyes. I wonder if he can see in the dark. Probably not. He's in Mudok and he's not a Glukkon. But crikey, this ball. I wonder what this ball is. I was thinking, it's probably not a minecart, but it sort of reminds me, because it's in Necrum, it reminds me of the minecart sort of thing, but it's not, I don't think it is anyway, it's just like a great ball of fire, a great black ball of fire, or giant 8-ball, yeah, that's what it looks like. Why is it on fire though? I don't know. I don't really know what else to say about it, to be honest. There's like a massive chain up there, which is interesting. Abe looks like he's about to die, but oh no, he jumps down that little, what do you want to call it, hole. Then it's got a shot of some sligs. Interesting, I think I've noticed this before, when there's an explosion, it goes black and white, which is weird. So flying sligs are just flying about, as flying sligs tend to do, and Abe has possessed a flying slig, and the flying slig has shot, I think, another flying slig. So a lot of flying slig action. Ah! Interesting. This slig here has got a white, like, visor light. This slig here's got a red one. So I think the red indicates, you know, they're like, oh, they've discovered what you're doing. They're aware of you. Whereas the white light probably indicates, like, they think something's going on, but they're not quite sure, so they're just searching about wherever. Or maybe not, because there's someone in the background there that have got the white light, so maybe it just indicates, you know, that's just their normal viewing pattern, and then it turns red. Yeah, look, you see, he's got a question mark above his head, like Metal Gear Solid or whatever. So red must indicate they know something's going on, but they're not sure what. That'll be interesting. So I wonder if once they've discovered you, if it goes away or something. Because you wouldn't need it then, because when they're looking for you, you sort of need it, so you know where they are. But if they know where you are, they don't need it anymore. So it's like they're not looking; they're then attacking you potentially. Just a theory. I don't know. A visual feast by Venture Beaters. A flying slig. They're interesting. This flying slig. His appears got like a rocket launcher. Yeah, look at that. Oh no, sorry, a flamethrower, not a rocket launcher. Yeah, I remember seeing that. I was thinking, crikey, another weapon for the flying sligs. Oh, and I think did he like spray some like Soulstorm brew there to make it flammable or something? Because of course alcohol is, well, it's not alcohol now anymore though. That's interesting. Like, Soulstorm brew is an energy drink in Oddworld Soulstorm. It's not alcohol, but apparently it's still flammable in Soulstorm. So that's a bit weird. I wonder if energy drinks are actually flammable in real life, like bloody Red Bull and all that. So anyway, this slig is using a flamethrower. I think, as I said, I think he put some Soulstorm and he's like using that to make it flammable or something. He's after Abe. You can see, look how many bloody Mudokons are at the back there. Thousands of them. Well, not thousands, but you know, there's a ton of them, and I find it interesting that Abe is, you know, on a separate path from all of them, so he's sort of being like a general, sort of leading them, I guess, but from afar. I don't know, but again, he's one who's in a danger. Look, you've got bloody flying slig with a flamethrower coming at him. There's one of those paw print things there again, and interestingly, they have like these. I was going to mention this the other day, but I forgot. They got like this UI indicator, like these squares around it. If you ever look, it sort of moves, sort of indicating. I guess it's indicating that you can press it, but surely it's obvious, like, since when has that been necessary? It'd be good if Soulstorm had like options to turn off as much UI, user interface, HUD, heads-up display, you know, elements as can be, because of course the original Oddworld games didn't have any, you know, that's the thing. They're very cinematographic, very film-like, and that they did that on purpose. They didn't want, like, people, Jesus Christ, what's wrong with this slig? He's bloody burning himself. Yeah, they didn't want it to be like, oh, look at that. Oh, this shot I absolutely love. Sorry, let me go back to what I was saying. They wanted it to be like a film, like by not having all stuff on the screen. I love this shot though, because it looks so much like the original Necromines. I love it, it's so recognisable. What are these guys at the back there? I can't even tell. What are they? Are they sligs? In like some sort of machine? I don't know. But Abe's crouching there behind a rock while they're shooting at him. Again, they got these little laser, like, visual elements to indicate where they can see you and all that. I'm not sure if I like that personally, but, you know, it is what it is, I suppose. There's like a telescope there, so of course Abe can look at telescopes and look through telescopes, sorry, binoculars, and see what's going on in the far distance. But of course with these things that appear to be on rails, so potentially they can move, maybe? Or are they? No, that's just a background element, and I think they're just sort of floating there or something, I don't know. But yeah, I wouldn't want to be standing there looking through binoculars and you see that bloody shooting at you. Massive rock thing there going crazy. So yeah, you can see these lasers sort of searching about, looking for stuff, and obviously if you... Then again, I say I don't like it, but the original one had lasers, didn't it? So I don't know what I'm complaining about. I think the lasers just look too spacey, whereas the other ones were like proper light, like searchlights or whatever. I don't know, maybe that's not true, because like the Greeters had like proper laser things, whatever, but I don't know. Here's a shot that appears to be a train station, so it must be FICO, surely. Well, there's a train there. I don't think it is Fico, actually. The colours are just wrong. Sorry, not Fico. Comet Depot, whatever it's called now. Depot. Yeah, this is the Shrike shot. Yeah, I wasn't sure because, again, the GIFs that they released were so low quality. I wasn't 100% sure if he was doing Shrike, but you can actually see. So you got... Wait, let's look at the sligs first, because they're holding like these purple things. So purple, like that pinky sort of purple colour, is often used to denote like textures that aren't there. So I wonder if that's what that is, but I don't know. It just looks really weird. They're holding these pink things. The saturation keeps changing, which is interesting. Like whenever there's a big explosion or event or something, it's just like saturation changes. Right, so Abe's transforming into Shrike. There you go. You can see the outline of Shrike there. Amazing. Yeah, so it's interesting that Shrike is in this game. And that is... Oh, look at him. Beautiful. Look at that. Would you look at that? And you've got the sligs just sort of... You see, that slig looks like he's doing alright. That he's getting a bit zapped by lightning, but is it killing him? That's the interesting question. Because it doesn't look like it's doing much to him. Yeah, like he seems to be alright. Am I wrong? Maybe I'm wrong. You got these guard towers again. You got like a little flamethrower thing. I think it was that. I'm not sure. You got a shot that's been seen before of Abe in the Honeycomb Hive tribe, and he's just getting zapped because he's touched the thing that he probably is meant to, and he's getting the scars or whatever, I'm guessing. So I wonder what he wants the power for. And it's just like a upwards shot of that from above. Then it shows a shot of the Comet Depot, which just shows a slig. I remember when I started playing Munch's Odyssey for the first time, I was disappointed by how cartoony it was. Like the way they had sort of stars above their heads and all that sort of thing. I know in the original games the sligs had the Zeds, but the Zeds weren't really cartoony. Like they were just sort of straight lines, really thin straight lines. I didn't mind that. But then they sort of went really cartoony with Oddworld, and it seems like Soulstorm seems to be following in that trend, I think, which is interesting. So I'm guessing that this slig down here has been possessed. That's why that slig there is like, what the hell's going on here? And then he's bloody shooting him. But yeah, you can see this slig's got like red stuff around him. What is that? It looks like red possession orbs, but possession orbs aren't red. Yeah, so this one's a player because you can see the target target interface there. That slig's about to fall down clearly. It's interesting that the rubble doesn't seem to affect the slig that's on the ground. It's got a shot of a train going, well, the player has clearly possessed this slig here, indicated by the yellow. Okay, this is interesting. Interesting theory. What if there's different types of possession? Like, because this one's got yellow possession orbs around it, whereas the other one looked like it had red orbs, and of course possession is blue. So I think maybe there's different types of possession. Like maybe there's some that's like, I don't know, different time links. Maybe there's a possession orb there. I keep calling them possession orbs. What they call chant orbs, and those are chant suppressors. Yeah, I always get my words mixed up. So it appears that if the player has gone down there and then unpossessed the slig and he's exploded, I think that's what happened, or maybe he shot a grenade or something destroying the chant orb. So the player must be quite far away, because if he was close by he wouldn't have been able to chant, surely. So that's interesting. Maybe that's what the different chant things, different chant orbs indicate. Maybe it's like this type of chant has protection from chant suppressors or something like that. I don't know. Blue net background, so it's a Necron probably. There's like a, I don't know what that is. What is that? It's actually like a big pot of something, or a basket. Oh, maybe it's a basket of bones and some spike. What is this, Indiana Jones? Like seriously, look, now you've got spike traps and everything, and it looks like Abe's about to lose an eye. Who knows? Oh look, that's a good cliffhanger, wasn't it? They just left it right there. He's probably about to die then. Here's this really nice looking place. Is it a nice looking place? There's something about it that I like, but you know, I wouldn't say it's nice looking. There's those two like mines or whatever. Abe's jumping because he can double jump now because he's like a Mario. He can do that sort of stuff. And is he gonna double jump, or is he? No, he's gonna bloody fall. Oh yeah, he's going to double jump. He's going to defy gravity, everyone, and he's just going to jump over that mine that he was just about to hit. because yeah, he can. Maybe that's what the power is now. Like he's already got Shrike, so what's he getting the lightning for now? Maybe it gives him the double jump power. Yes, that's right, Abe. The three weirdos were like, "Come on, Abe, you need to defeat Rupture Farms and Soulstorm Brewery. You need the power of double jump," and all that sort of thing. And there's the scene with the Sligs, flying Sligs with the Gatling guns, shooting at the train that Toby and Alf are in. Very old clip by this point. They released this clip when they announced that it was been delayed to 2020. Well, here we are, December 2020, folks, and it's been delayed to 2021. So, isn't it funny? This clip has been used in 2 trailers, pushing the game back twice to different years. It's amazing. Interesting thing that I liked, actually, that I'll point out, is the detail. And they actually had this detail in the old games as well, but of course you couldn't really notice it back then. But they've got the Magog Cartel logo on their packs or whatever. I think they had it. Yeah, I'm pretty certain they had it on the old games as well. But in the cutscenes or whatever, like the high res models, I don't know if that's a thing. But like I know I've seen pictures of like the old flying Sligs, and they've got the Magog Cartel logo on them. And also on Munch's Odyssey, the Sligs have got like some really nice detail on their models or whatever. I've taken good long looks at them. That sounded weird. Yeah. But yeah, I like the way the blades are sort of complemented with these jet engines now. It's sort of what makes it believable that they're travelling at such high speed. Then it shows a shot of Abe running through. Well, there's a flying Slig there, it looks like. But the way he's like twirling about, it suggests he's like, and there's just like smoke. Maybe he's damaged, and he's like, oh, he's crashing. And then there's like more Mudokons that are back there. So that's really interesting. Like the way the Mudokons are fairly often separate from Abe. So I wonder if how often that happens. Like, are the Mudokons primarily in the background doing stuff, or are they primarily with Abe? Anyway, and yet this is yet another scene where Abe is making yet another death-defying jump and probably about to die, but they're going to cut it away before he actually dies or is in any danger. Maybe he's going to do, yep, there we go, what did I say? Cut away from it, didn't it? It blew me away, says Digital Foundry, as 2 Sligs are, this is actually an image they released, isn't it? Okay, so this is interesting, because I noted that they both had white visors in the image that they released. And so you got Mullock's Bloon in the blimp in the background, just, you know, shooting over there, which suggests to me what's going on over there. Like, you see, the thing is what is this shot? Because the player isn't here, is he? Okay, so yeah, that Slig's visor just went up, so something's going on over in that direction. Yeah. So something's going on over there. The Slig's like, oh, what's going on? Maybe, yeah, that must indicate that they're like alerted to something. If they haven't got the visor, it probably means like, there you go, that one Slig visor just came on. If they don't have the visor up, it probably means they're just like casually sitting around, you know, like how Sligs used to sleep or whatever, you know, they're not really bothered about anything. Whereas when the visor's up, it's like they've been told to be alert or something like that, because they know something's going on. And then when it's like red, that probably indicates like, oh, they've seen something that's a bit iffy. They're personally aware of something going on, as opposed to just they've been told to be alert or something like that. It's just a theory. That Slig's leg looks like it's going through the wood there, which is pretty impressive. So yeah, it makes me wonder what's going on over there then. And then you've got the shot of the shaman, the Beehive Tribe shaman, who's just like strangling Abe. I didn't know he was into that, but whatever. He this shot was released like in June, I think. Yeah, during the PS5 reveal trailer. We've seen it before, so I'm gonna just try and skip this bit. Abe looking very, well, how would you feel if some weird guy in a big feather hat put his hand around your throat? And then it's got that shot of Necrum. Interesting, because so it appears like this is one of those rock things that, you know, go and they just fall down or whatever. It's even got a little sign there, a Mudokon sign by the looks of it, a native sign, I mean, indicating, oh, watch out or you'll get hit by one of these. Yeah, that makes sense actually. So they're not mines. I thought they were like the mines that you used to get in the old games, but they're those rock things. And this must be like some sort of Mudokon underground bit of like sacred necrom, and that's why there's so many traps like Indiana Jones. Like, you got the big great ball of fire, you got the big spikes. I was describing everything as little, now I'm describing everything as big, and now you got even another trap going, rock things going down trying to squish you. There's some red lights there. I wonder if those are mines or if that's just, I don't know, just some red light. Oh no, so they move, so it looks like they're like some fireflies or something like that. Yeah, the rock just coming down as you had on the older games. It was just the shape of it, sort of. I thought, and in a way, the image made it look like it was just floating there. I thought it was one of those mines that we saw earlier in this trailer. So yeah, this must be like some Indiana Jones bit or something, which is really interesting. Yeah, look, you can see it's just a spiky rock designed to kill you. Wonder where the native Mudokons get this infinite supply of spiky rocks from. It must be like a portal or something, and then there's another portal up there, and it just goes and flies down. And it's got a shot of Alf, which we've seen before. He's, I mean, he's ripped. He's, you know, he looks like he's been in prison or something. He's completely musty, like he's been working out every day. He's got bloody tattoos and everything, and he's smashing on that window. And this is train window. This is windows on a train. It must be pretty thick, and yet he's making a massive dent in it, glass. So yeah, you know Alf is bloody ripped. If he's bloody, look at the damage he's doing on that. He's an absolute beast, I must say. Why is he doing it though? That's the question. And I think what we've seen so far is that Abe's on the other side, looking at the MacGuffin, the orb, the gold thingy, whatever it is. Then it's got Oddworld Soulstorm arriving spring 2021. So yeah, that's about it. I think that was the final shot of the trailer. So yeah, that was just sort of a frame by frame look at the new Oddworld Soulstorm, the Game Awards trailer. And yeah, it looks pretty good, I guess. It's an interesting just to take a slower look at it and sort of try and look more closely at the details, I guess. But hopefully we'll see even more footage soon, and you know, if they're going to be releasing a release date in early 2021, then they're probably going to release, hopefully, a new trailer again with a new release date, basically. I would imagine that's how they do it, unless they're like, oh, we've already released so many trailers already, let's just say when it's going to be released, no need for a trailer. So yeah, hopefully we'll see even more footage soon of Oddworld Soulstorm.
Hello, follow me. Mm-hmm.